Hello everyone, and today I'm going to discuss some kind of new things like it will be painting. Okay, so stay tuned. I'm going to start some painting. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to start with the deep-rooted tradition of the craft. Okay, so there's a craft and colors is also there. Okay, so in painting, craft and painting we are discussing today. One is tradition of the craft, which is understood social, cultural, and religious context, and that was Indus Valley civilization. In that we developed the handicrafts and textile commerce, and Mughal era, that was a patronage of brilliant artisan and craftsmen like Shah Jahan, Akbar, and Jahangir. They given the patronage and development of the craft. See in the craft, Vidri work. First is the Bidri work. Bidri work. What is Bidri work? That was in the Western India. That was in the Western India. Okay, that was in the Western India, and they were using pottery and metal craft, and one more thing they were using wooden craft and wood craft, and one more thing stonework, and one more thing there was a James and jewelry. Okay, so these were they were using. Indian pottery is unglazed pottery. First is unglazed pottery. So this unglazed pottery was the oldest form of the pottery, and that was the oldest form of the pottery, and that was complex patterns they were using. Polished figure was they were using. Next one is glazed pottery. So glazed pottery, and this glazed pottery was contained the white background, and there was a white background also, and some patterns, green patterns was also there. And next is papier match. And papier match, they was using the paper pulp, and in that they was using some kind of the gold, and this is a Persian design they were using in the papier match. And handicraft in India, first is the bamboo handicraft. So this is largest producer of the bamboo India, and we are using eco-friendly handicrafts with the bamboo like toys, doll, basket, furniture, mats, and more things like in Assam, Tripura, and West Bengal. Next is the cane handicraft. Cane handicraft, that was Indian handicraft, included the basket. Tamil Nadu is the famous for the cane handicraft. So cane handicraft, there is a Tamil Nadu, that is famous for the cane handicraft. Bone handicraft and the bone and hone, and the hone handicraft, that was in the Odisha. So Odisha is using the bone and hone like birds or animal figures, and table lamps, cigarette case, paper they are using. Bale metal handicraft and bale metal handicraft. So this metal handicraft, it is used in Bihar, Assam, Madhya Pradesh, and lots of figures are they making. Brass handicraft, and brass handicraft. So brass handicraft was added the brassware item like Krishna, Lord Ganesha figure, and this is famous in the Rajasthan. Brass is famous in the Rajasthan. And next is the clay handicraft. So clay is famous Uttar Pradesh, and that is they are making the painted blackware. They are using the and painted blackware. Okay, painted blackware. And dokra art. You know about the dokra art. So dokra art was they were using in Madhya Pradesh. So dokra art was famous in the Madhya Pradesh, West Bengal, Bihar, Odisha, and it is a unique figure. And dokra jewelry and the ash tray was also there. Now jute handicraft. So jute handicraft was in the West Bengal and the Assam, and this is they are using bangles and the wax. And paper handicraft. So paper handicraft was famous as a for the mask, decorative flowers, lampshades, and the puppets, and that was used in the Awadh, Ahmedabad, and Allahabad. And stone handicraft. So paper handicraft was using in the UP, and jute handicraft that was in the West Bengal, and the stone handicraft that was Pattakatti. Pattakatti was in the Maharashtra, and both Gaya. Pattakatti is very important, and Pattakatti is famous in the Bodh Gaya. Famous in the Bodh Gaya. Okay, Pattakatti is a unique rock architecture of the Gaya, and they were using shell handicraft. So one more thing, shell handicraft. So shell handicraft was also one of the formidable craft in India, and that was Gulf of Mannar and Goa and Odisha. In this place they are using, and glass craft are using in the Uttar Pradesh. And one important thing I'm going to discuss here. One was the Meena curry. So Meena curry. This Meenakari is a twisted thread, silver gold, and this is a kulla and a jal. Flowers are and leaves they are making with the Meenakari, and this Meenakari they are making a tea tray, earrings, necklaces, and bracelets and all that, and that is famous in the Andhra Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh and Odisha, Andhra Pradesh and the Odisha, and also known the silver figure work. Okay, and the leather craft. Now next is the leather craft. So leather craft is famous in the UP and Kanpur. Kanpur that is famous. Next is wooden craft, and the wooden craft is famous in the India. Rosewood and sandalwood they are using, and that was famous in the Rajasthan. Famous in the Rajasthan. And embroidery is also important feature. So there is a Jardozi work. Jardozi work is also, and Pesakari is also embroidered. Pesas. First is Andhra Pradesh is famous for the embroidery. So Andhra Pradesh there is a Mathuriyas. Mathuriyas of the Andhra Pradesh they are famous for the embroidery, and the nomadic women are using the embroidery. Next is Bihar. So Bihar में famous है Kasida. So Kasida work is famous in Bihar, and Gujarat में famous है that is silk threads. Silk threads are famous in the Gujarat. And one more thing, Haryana there is a Fulkari art. Fulkari is famous in the Haryana, and Fulkari is famous in the Haryana. And one more thing is there, that is the Jammu Kashmir that is Jali work. Okay, and Kerala that was the Syrian work. So Syrian embroidery that is famous in the Kerala. And Madhya Pradesh that was the Banjara of Madhya Pradesh. Manipur that was unique type of the embroidery. Odisha that is mirror work. So in Odisha you can see the mirror work. So mirror work, and one more thing, the Resham work, and Kundan work. Okay, and Punjab there is a Fulkari, and a Fulkari in the Punjab that is famous. And Tamil Nadu there is Ari embroidery. Ari is famous in the Tamil Nadu, and that is international market of Nigeria is also there. Uttar Pradesh there is a chicken work. Okay, so chicken work that was famous in the Uttar Pradesh. And Kantha embroidery. Kantha is famous in the West Bengal. In the West Bengal. So Kantha work is famous in the West Bengal. Okay, so these all are the embroideries. Now in craft, one more thing is there. First is the sari. So sari. Okay, sari is I'm talking about a different type of the saris are there, like वाराणसी में टंचोई सिल्क है, टंचोई सिल्क की साड़ी बनती है, दैट इज इन वाराणसी. Muga silk is also there. So Muga silk in the Assam, that is in Assam. And Jamdani sari that is famous in the West Bengal. And Baluchari in the West Bengal. Okay, next is the brocades. So brocades are also there, and this brocades are the rightly figured pattern is there, gold and silver. So gold and silver के कुछ patterns है, they are known as the brocades, and that is in the Buddhist area of the Bhutan, Ladakh. Kalamkari, and this Kalamkari was famous in the Andhra Pradesh. And Kalamkari comes the instrument of the kalam, and using the medieval period draw the pattern for drawing the patterns, and that is known as the Kalamkari. Okay, and that Kalamkari is Masuli Vietnam and Kalahasti. So that was famous Kalamkari that was in Masulipatam, and Muslim ruler of the Sri Kalahasti. Sri Kalahasti was famous for the Kalamkari. Okay, in the Masulipatam. Apatani art was a tradition of the yellow color, green and red color they were using as a bark tree. So Apatani art was famous in the Arunachal Pradesh, and this art was a Subansiri district of Arunachal Pradesh. Apatani tribes, these tribes are living in the Arunachal Pradesh and their homes. Okay, now some kinds of the tribal arts are also there. Sometimes types of the tribal architecture is also there. So one craft is a Nilgiri. So see Nilgiris, so this Nilgiris are the has undoubtedly impressed upon the material culture, and the hilly area of the elephants. There's elephants, and bamboo is also most important material they were using. Nilgiri is they are there, and wars inter sign of the wars were there, and they tribal people they are living in the Nilgiri area. Now there's a Toda. In the Nilgiri, there was a Toda tribe. So Toda tribe are the supplier of the buffalo herder and the supplier of the dairy product. So they were the dairy product. They were supplying these products. Okay, and name is a Putkutli. Putkuli was the name of the Nilgiris. Okay, so there's a Toda tribe and a Kota tribe. Kota tribe. So this Kota tribe was a musicians. They are the musicians and artisans also artisan of the Nilgiri. Okay, and next is Irula. So Irulas are also living in the near the Nilgiri mountain of Tamil Nadu and the Kerala, and they were using the conch drum and the dwarf pipe, like flutes and nagasor also for the dance. And Paniyas is also labor caste. Paniyas are the labor caste. Okay, Irula is a hunter. Irula is a hunter and gatherer, and the Paniyas are their laborer. Okay, now these are the art and craft and some types I discussed. And now I'm going to discuss some paintings. Okay, so in this painting, first one is the evolution of the painting. So six limbs of the Indian painting. First is the Rupa Veda. Second one is the Praman. What is the Pramana? Okay. Third is the Bhava is your actions, and now Lavanya was your infusion of the grace. Lavanya is your grace, and next one is the Sedriyam. Sedriyam. And next one is the Varnika Banga. Okay, so six limbs of the painting that was in the third century of the AD. Third century AD that was developed. And Vatsyana was enumerated this painting. So Vatsyana, you know about the Vatsyana that enumerated this painting. So there was a fresco using in the Ajanta, and Ajanta cave are very significant for the painting. That is in 5500 BC Bhimbetka painting, which is in near to the Indus Valley civilization. After then there was the Ajanta and the Ellora painting. In the 17th century there was a Mughal painting, Persian miniature paintings. 19th century there was a British painting. So I'm discussing about the pre-historic painting. So there was a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and that was a Bhimbetka painting. Okay, and that was a 30 year old painting, and name is a Bhimbetka, and this is also the UNESCO Heritage Site. Okay, next was a ancient Indian painting. So Buddhist cave painting. Cave painting is very important for the ancient time. So first is Ellora painting that was 600 AD to 1000 AD, and this is 18 miles of the Chamandagiri Hills, Aurangabad district. So this is the Kailasa temple. There was a painting of the Kailasa temple, and Lord Vishnu, Lord Goddess Lakshmi, and illustrated the Shiva holy men. Next is the Bagh painting. So Bagh painting was related to the lofty hill of the rock, and the painting was in the 5th to 17th century AD. And there is a 3 and 4 cave. This is considering the painting is still visible very clearly. Okay, so this is as a traditions, as a Indian art form they are describing in the Bagh painting. Next is the Sita Navasan painting, and this painting is related to the Jain monastery, and this is known as the housing of the some most exquisite frescoes, and there was a frescoes and frescoes and the rock cave. Frescoes and the rock caves they were using. That was 7th century AD. They were using these inscriptions. Okay. Next is the Ajanta painting. So Ajanta painting. This painting was 100 kilometers far from the Aurangabad, and that was Mahayana sect of the Buddhism. So Mahayana sect of the Buddhism is famous for this. Jataka story, they were using the Jataka's stories and narrative art. They are also using narrative and calligraphic lines. Okay, lines. So they were using calligraphic lines also. And the narrative illustration and ornamental decoration was a very important point of the Ajanta painting. Next is the wall painting. Wall painting. So wall painting was an important painting of the Tanjore in the Tamil Nadu. Okay, now there's a Ajanta tradition is half closed drooling eyes. Lepakshi temple is near to the Anantapur district of the Andhra Pradesh. So Lepakshi temple that is in the Andhra Pradesh, and that is important for the painting illustration of the Shaivism. So Lepakshi was the illustration of the Shaivism and mural art, and they were using the fresco art also. Next was a Mughal painting. So Mughal painting was between the 16th to 19th century AD, and that was a hunting and wildlife scene, hunting scene and wildlife scenes. Okay, wildlife scenes. They were using near the Albert Museum of the London. History of the Mughal painting. There was a Humayun. So Humayun was using the Persian artists like Sayyid Ali and Abdul Samad and Sayyid Ali. Two painters were there, influencing the local style, and they were influencing the local style like the bark painting. And earliest there was a Tuti Nama. So Tuti Nama is very important and tells of the parrot. And Princess of the House of Timur is painting is numerous time. Now growth of the Mughal painting during the Akbar. So there was a Daswant and Basavan. Baswant and the Basavan, and this painting is the growth of the reign of Emperor Akbar, and hundred of the artists were using the pen. Mahabharata, Ramayana, Persian epics, and illustration of the naturalism, animal tales, and all that. Under the Jahangir, so under the Jahangir, Mughal painting was revolved around the events of the Jahangir life. Most of the popular painting was include the pictorial illustration, and patronizing the great painter like Mansoor and Abdul Hassan, and one more painter was the Bishan Das, Mansoor and Abdul Hassan. Next was the Shah Jahan. So Shah Jahan was using the Fakhruddin Ahmed and Vichitra and Mir Hasim and Manohar. So during the portrait of the romance, love, and elephant and firework, and halo is also used. Embroidery is also used on the painting. So kind of this. Now next one is a miniature painting. Next one is a miniature painting. So in miniature painting, Pala of the Bengal, and pioneer of the miniature painting, and the colors of the handmade mineral, vegetable, and the precious stone indigos they were using, and Ragmala, Ragmala painting, and Mughal Rajput. Evolution of the miniature painting was during the Malwa and Persian tradition was there. In 11th century, they were using this painting. First is Pala painting. So Pala painting 7 to 18 11th century, and the Buddhist art was the famous in the Pala painting. And jig lines, they were using the jig line. Okay, and during the Western Indian school, so there was a Malwa, Rajasthan, and Gujarat. They were using the Jainism. Jainism was the main things of the Western culture. Kalpasutra was also popular katha of the repeatedly written illustration of the painting. So Kalpasutra, and that was in the Western India. There's a Kalchaya katha. Rajput painting in the Himalaya. Rajput painting in the Himalaya and the Punjab. It is a brilliance of the subject and the colors, and all this. And Rajasthani style, popularly known as a Krishna and Radha and Bhakti cult. Okay, and during the 18th century, there was a royal portrait of the popular in the Mughal influencing Rajasthani painting. Now, next one is a Pahadi painting. So, Pahadi painting was Himalaya footprint, and this is the Basholi. So Basholi is very important for the Pahadi painting, and there is a Kangra painting, Basholi painting, Kangra painting, and earliest Pahadi painting was a Basholi style. Basholi style is a Pahadi painting, and now there is a Himalaya and moderately deep eyes, faces, small round faces they were making. Inspiration of the symbolizing the Krishna and Radha. And next one is a Deccani painting. Deccani painting is in the Bijapur and Golconda. That was in the Bijapur and Golconda, and that was luminous. A lot of use of the gold and white colors. And now Bijapur painting, that was Najumul Ullum. He was using the Bijapur as a Lepakshi temple. So Lepakshi temple is famous as a Bijapur tech painting. Bijapur painting के अंदर, ठीक है. Now Tanjore Golconda painting, that was lady smoking hookah, that was related to the Golconda. And Qutub Shahi ruler. So Qutub Shahi ruler was in the Golconda. And Tanjore painting, that was in Tamil Nadu and the Golconda. And this is the pulse glass pieces they were using. And folk painting, now I'm discussing some folk paintings which is also important. Okay, so first one is a Madhubani painting. So Madhubani painting, which is used in the Bihar. In the folk art, there is a Madhubani painting that was used in the Bihar, and the Pattachitra, that was in Odisha. Pattachitra. Pattachitra, that was in the Odisha, and Pattachitra is such a folk form. Madhubani, that was in the Mithila. That was in the Mithila district, and that was confined the limited geographical range, which is these painting based on the nature and religious mythological stories like Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati, Sun and Moon. And Pattachitra was the oldest and most popular in the Odisha, and that is a cloth chitra, that is pictures on the cloth. Okay, and that was a depiction of the mythological stories Lord Jagannath, and Krishna Leela, and depiction of the chitras. Now, next painting is related to the Varli painting. So Varli painting is in Mumbai, famous in the Mumbai, Maharashtra. Simple comparison to the vibrant painting. Vibrant color they were using. Image of the human, animal, and scene of the life of created rhythmic pattern. And Kala Mejuthu. So Kala Mejuthu. So Kala Majuthu is a religious festival which is in the Kerala. Kala Majuthu is a religious festival of the Kerala and ritualistic art of the Kerala, and that was Kali and Lord Ayappa. Lord Ayappa is a famous for the Kerala, and drawing the hands and tools figure of the usually have expression of the anger and emotions. फेमस पेंटर की अगर हम बात करें, सो दिस वाज द इम्पोर्टेंट पेंटिंग्स. एंड फेमस पेंटर्स की अगर हम बात करें तो फर्स्ट इज अवनिंद्र नाथ टेगोर. ओके, सेकंड वन इज अमृता शेरगिल. सो अमृता शेरगिल एंड Nandlal and Bose. And next painter is Raja Ravi Verma. So Ravi Verma is also good famous painter. Jamini Roy, and Jamini Roy was also painter, and M.F. Hussain. Okay, and Satish Gujarat and Heather Raja, Sir Heer Raja, and Ted Mehta. So they are the famous painter in India. Okay, so after this I will discuss some dance form, and this was all about the craft and the painting. So this is just to be in the mind.